Joining me is former Hereford United player Byron. You originally joined the Bulls February 2012 from Bristol Rovers. How did the move come about?
I was at Bristol Rovers for a long time, 6 years. As you know, it has to end in some way, shape or form, and I found myself looking for a club to go out on loan, and I spoke to Hereford, and being so close to Bristol, it was a perfect opportunity to come here and try and guide the Bulls in the right direction.
What are your memories of that goal against Bradford? I think it was like 25,000 people there for that game.
Yeah, I remember briefly celebrating in front of 25,000 people. It was a tough time for us during our game at Bradford. We managed to come away with a 1-1 draw, but it was a tough game. And at that time, Hereford were fighting down the bottom of the league, so a lot changed since then. But yeah, it was great to score in front of so many people.
Richard O'Kelly took over from Jamie Pittman early March. What was he like as a manager?
Jamie was obviously young. He was trying to gain experience in the game. He'd just come out of the game himself as a player, so it was always going to be challenging. But I'm sure Jamie had areas that he thought that he could have improved and dealt with differently. But he was a real enthusiastic manager that liked to put his little touch onto what we were doing, and he tried to benefit the club in the best possible opportunity he had.
How devastating was it to get relegated after those two fantastic wins against Crawley and Torquay at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think Richard Kelly came into the managerial role and support Jamie at the time, and it was always going to be a tough challenge, and we went on quite a decent run towards the end of the season, and to be here on loan and to be in a challenging environment of trying to keep the club in the Football League is always tough, but we always thought we had enough in it with the players that we had, but unfortunately with the results elsewhere it wasn't to be.
You came back briefly the following season. What was the reasons behind you coming back, and why was it in September?
Relocation wise, I left Bristol Rovers, ended my contract. I had a chat with the manager at the time, Martin Foyle. Relocation wise, it was a no-brainer for me, just down the road from where I live. So yeah, it was the opportunity to come here and kind of get the football club back to the Football League where it belongs. But it was always going to be a challenge. The club was in a tough position financially, so it was always a challenge for me to try and come here and help best way I could. And unfortunately, due to the financial difficulties the club was in, my brief second stint at the club was very short.
Was it the case that I think it was a 3-match suspension because you went straight rid against Cambridge? Was that the reason why you were let go?
No, it wasn't because of that. I had a chat to the manager before the game, and obviously there's areas I won't disclose, but there was conversations going on due to obviously the financial instability at the club at the time, that there was always going to be the squad was always going to be in a position that if you were a bigger player and looking to kind of progress with the club, that it may not work out if the money wasn't here.
Currently at Newport County, you're back at Edgar Street today. How's life going at Newport?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously we managed to stay up last season. There's a lot of hard work going on at the minute to try and get the club where it should be, and stability in League 2. Last season was a great experience, not only for some of the younger players but for the senior players as well, and for us to stay in the Football League was fantastic. On the academy front, as the academy manager, we're in a great position at the minute. The last 3 years there's been 2 players sold to the Premier League clubs, so which is great for us, and to continue as a conveyor is something that we're looking to do, as in bringing players through the system. So yeah, I mean it's just a challenging time for everybody in and around the lower leagues, but hopefully I can continue doing what I'm doing and then hopefully move on to be a manager somewhere sometime.